Hello students. So in this video we are going to talk about receipts part of the budget. So when we are talking about receipt part of the budget, so you know that there are two components, that is revenue receipt and capital receipt. So already we have seen the component in detail, but the objective of this video is to show you the exact numbers that we have this year, that is in financial year. So how much tax collection we have, okay, how much you can say capital receipts we have. So this is the main purpose. So already in my last video I have talked about expenditure. So as I told you that the government of India's expenditure for financial year 23-24 is around 45 lakh crores. So now that 45 lakh crore where they are spending means on which item they are spending more, on which they are spending less. So that you must know. So already we have seen in my last video that government major expenditure out of 45 lakh crore, that is around 10 lakh crore, is on interest payments, which is a part of revenue expenditure. Similarly, we have seen that government is also spending on agriculture and industry. So on agriculture, government expenditure is more. Okay. Plus, we have seen that government expenditure on various sectors like education and health. So on education and health, if we compare, on education it is more. So this we have seen in last video. Now such questions are asked by UPSC in prelims. Even you must know for your, you can say, mains also, because sometimes if suppose question comes with respect to health, education, so you must know that how much government is spending in this financial year. So that is very much important. So spending, so you have plans but you have no money to spend, so your plans are useless. So that is why I am emphasizing on. Similarly, if you see receipt part, so you must know that from which receipt we are getting money. So as already I told in component of budget video, but again I'll repeat it, that government of India's total receipt collection is, that is when I am saying total receipt collection, I am talking about revenue receipt plus non-debt creating capital receipt. So if you see that, so that comes out to be around 27.2 lakh crores. So this is government's total receipts, that is revenue receipt plus, so total receipt here means revenue receipt plus non-debt creating capital receipt. So it comes out to be 27.2 lakh crores. So this is what you have to first remember. Whereas already, so this is for financial year 2023-24. So I can say that your financial year, whatever is present financial year, which starts from 1st April 2023 and will end on 31st March 2024. So it is for this time period. But in the same time period, government total expenditure is, that is revenue expenditure plus capital expenditure is 45 lakh crore. So you, as a responsible citizen of a country, you must know about these numbers. So when you know that where government is spending, so it becomes important, or you can say you will become an aware citizen. Then only you can analyze the performance of the government. Clear? So it is important for everyone. If you are preparing for UPSC, then also it is very, very important, but not also, then also it is very important. Clear? Now, it means there is a gap. There is a gap. So, that gap is, you can say, when you subtract 45 lakh crore minus 27.2 lakh crore. So, that numbers comes out to be, comes out to be 17.8 lakh crore. 17.8 lakh crores. So, this is a number that will come. So, it means this will be taken as a borrowing. So, already we have talked about in my one of the video that to take borrowing, there are 4 options. One is from the public. So, when I am saying public, it means I am talking about, it include banks also. Okay. Another is, you can say, printing of currency. But in our case, this printing of currency is banned. So, I'll write it in bracket. In case of India, this is banned. Another is, you can take from foreign government, or you can take from foreign or international economic organization. So, I'll write international economic organizations like IMF, World Bank. So, IMF stands for International Monetary Fund. So, these are the things. So, it means this amount that we used to take, or you can say we will take borrowing. Okay. So, if you have not seen that video, so please see it. So, there we have talked about in detail the source of borrowing and its impact. Okay. So, it is very important for your prelims. Now, 17.8 lakh. So, this is the amount of borrowing that government is going to take in this time period. That is in 1st April 2023 to 31st March 2024. So, this is them. Okay. And this 17.8 lakh crore is 5.9% of GDP. So, it means that if we have taken, so these numbers written in front of you, that is 27.2, 45 lakh and 17.8, these are estimated numbers. So, if suppose there may be possibility that these receipts can reduce or increase also, there may be possibility that this can also reduce or increase. So, if suppose assume that this has decreased, means receipts has decreased, but expenditure has increased in this time period. So, ultimately my total overall borrowing will increase. My total overall borrowing will increase. So, it means in that scenario, my fiscal deficit will be more than 5.9% of GDP. So, this 5.9% of GDP is a target for this financial year. So, it means government has set a target for itself that they will not exceed borrowing beyond this limit. So, they can reduce it but not exceed. But it is again not in our hand. So, just we have a situation of COVID or pandemic in 2020. Okay. So, that is, you can say, a crisis. So, that crisis is not in the hand of any government. So, if such situation again comes, then you will see that these numbers get changed. Okay, these numbers get changed. But time being, these are the numbers. Okay, but time being, these are the numbers. Now, in today's video, we'll see that how government is getting 27.2 lakh crore, or you can say from which sources government is getting 27.2 lakh crore. That is very important, because you know that questions directly come from such areas. Okay, question directly come from such areas. If you don't know how or what type of or nature of question comes, then I'll tell you. So please see this video and you will get aware that what nature of questions used to come. See, in UPSC only you are studying, but not realizing that what nature of question are coming. Then you can say you have to bring that habit. Means whatever you study daily, you must know that how you have to utilize for the exam. Then only your preparation will be successful. Otherwise you will lack. This is what you have to understand. Now, in receipts, can anyone tell me why we use the word receipts? So it's a task for you. We know we don't use the word income in case of Government of India. We use the word receipts. So if you know the answer, please tell me in comment section. Why we use the word receipts? Why not we use the word income? Okay, in case of Government of India. So these are small concepts that you must know for your preparation. Okay. So this is called read in between the lines. So you will see that many toppers used to talk that read one book, but when you are reading that book, read in between the lines. Means try to come out with inference of each and every line. That is more important than reading multiple books. Okay. So multiple books, like if you read 5 books or 4 books of one subject, maybe possibility that you can solve out of 10, 3, 4 questions. But if you read one book in a best manner, that becomes you can solve at least 60-70% question. So it means 10 questions are there, then you will be able to solve 6-7 questions. That is what is we are looking for. So reading single book for a multiple time, that will help you to clear this exam rather than reading multiple for one subject. So choice is yours. You want to go for or go in which direction. So ultimately what I want to say that you all know what to read, but where is the challenge that most of the students face, that how to read? For that no one is talking about. So this is a concern for every UPSC aspirant. Clear? Now come to the topic. Now receipts. When I talk about receipts, so we have two receipts, revenue receipts and capital receipts. Now when I talk about revenue receipts, so under this there is tax revenue and there is non-tax revenue. Now this tax revenue include direct tax, for example income tax, corporate tax, etc. This include indirect tax. So you can say, when I am saying direct tax, it include income tax, corporate tax. When I am saying indirect tax, it includes GST. So this is what you have to remember. Now, when I am talking about non-tax revenue, so non-tax revenue include fees and fines. Non-tax revenue include user pay charges. Non-tax revenue include dividends and profit. Non-tax revenue include interest, received by Government of India. So whatever loan that Government of India has given, so they are receiving interest for that. So it include, you can say, under non-tax revenue. And finally, non-tax revenue include whatever grants received by Government of India. So you remember that grants, whenever Government of India is giving grants, that is a part of, you can say, revenue expenditure. But whenever Government of India is receiving grants, that is a part of indirect, you can say, non-tax revenue. Okay, under that it will come. Okay. Now interest, similarly interest paid by the Government of India. So if you have seen my last video, so out of 45 lakh crores, in the range of 10 to 11 lakh crore has been given a interest by the Government of India. Similarly, today we will see the interest received by the government, which is a part of non-tax revenue. Now come to capital receipt. So under capital receipt, there is, you can say, recovery of loan. So recovery of loan. So whatever loan that government has given in the past, so they have to recover once maturity time period is there. So that becomes a part of capital receipt. Second, when you talk about capital receipt, so what it include, that is proceeds from disinvestment. So whenever Government of India sell its shares in a PSU, so they get money while selling. So for example, if Government of India is having 100% share in any government owned company, that is PSU, so there you will see that under disinvestment, Government of India is, you can say, receiving, you can say, money by selling its proceed. Now can anyone tell me that whatever proceeds that Government of India received through disinvestment, where they have to spend it? So there is certain criteria, or you can say certain percentage. So like for example, if suppose, just take any PSU. Now if suppose by selling the shares in that PSU, Government of India is receiving some money. So for example, X amount. So whatever X amount they have received under disinvestment, so it is mandatory for the government to spend 25% on the PSU itself. So when I am saying on the PSU itself, it means either on the same PSU or on any other PSU. So there is no restriction in that. So if suppose X amount is coming, so 25% of X has to be spent either on the same PSU or any other PSU. But point is, they spend on PSU. Okay, this is what is the concept that you have to remember. Rest 75% has to be spent on social schemes. Social schemes like education, health, these are what I am talking about. Okay, women, that is women empowerment, disabled person. Okay, so this is what I am talking about. Clear? Social schemes. So this is what you have to remember. And third, borrowing. Now here, these first two are regarded as non-debt creating capital receipt, whereas the third one is regarded as debt creating capital receipt. Now whatever money is coming under receipts, either revenue or capital, that becomes a part of consolidated fund of India. So whatever money that we are receiving either through or whatever source, that is revenue or capital, that will become a part of consolidated fund of India. And the same amount is now spent also. Okay, means expenditure. Okay, so that means that will come out from where? Consolidated fund of India. So you can check previous year question. Now that is very important. So this is the simplest question they have asked, that in budget, whatever amount that government receive, that is in the form of receipts, either revenue or capital, and whatever expenditure that government do, that is under budget, is part of which fund? So it is consolidated fund of India. It is not the part of public account. It is not the part of contingency. So remember, it is the part of consolidated fund of India. So you can check the previous year question, that they have asked this simplest question. They have asked this simplest question in prelims. Now if your basics are clear, such things or such type of question can be, you can say, easily score marks. So cracking UPSC means that you need to get 50% marks. So no one is saying you that you have to bring 100% marks or 80%, 90%. So on 50% you are the topper. So if you get 1000 marks out of the total marks, you can see the marks of the toppers. You will be in top 50. So if you get marks more than 1000, or you can say at least 1000 also, you will be in top 50. You can see the marks of the toppers. Okay. So this is what you have to remember. Now we'll see in this, you can say PDF, that government is getting money from where. Now if you see gross tax revenue. Now when I am saying gross tax revenue, so you know that tax is collected by Government of India. So in some cases tax is collected and levied by Government of India, or you can say union government or central government. Whereas in some cases tax is collected and levied by state government. Whereas in some cases you can say, so ultimately we have these two conditions, but we are talking about only first case, that tax is collected and levied by central government, and whatever tax is collected and levied by center, that has to be distributed. So if you see gross tax revenue, so that comes out to be this much amount, that is 33 lakhs. Okay. So you said, sir, you talk about that the total receipts that government is receiving is 27.2 lakh, but this is 33 lakh crores. Why? See, it has been mentioned gross. So remember Finance Commission. Finance Commission has been given a mandate, and one of the mandate of Finance Commission is that whatever tax is collected and levied by the center has to be divided between center and state. So it means this 33 lakh crores which is written in front of you does not belong to the center, complete amount. So what belongs to the center is 23 lakh crores. 23 lakh crores. So you can say the total that government will collect is 33 lakh crore, but what is with center only is 23 lakh crore. It means roughly 10 lakh crore will be given to the states. Okay, roughly 10 lakh crore will be given to the states. So if you, can I say one thing here, that the total revenue, or you can say revenue part that will be collected is around 23 lakh crores. Now this comes the question of prelims. Which receipts are more, revenue receipt or capital receipt? So your answer will be definitely revenue receipt. So my revenue receipts are more than capital receipt. So this is what you have to tell to the examiner. So 23 lakh crores. Okay. Although the gross is 33 lakh crores, but what is left with Government of India is 23 lakh crores. Why? Because 10 lakh crore has to be given to state government as per the recommendation of Finance Commission. Okay. So government has collected center, you can say tax for, so you can say Government of India has collected tax for both center and state. So whatever state portion they have collected, they have to give back. So ultimately Government of India is left with 23 lakh crore. So your prelims question is that which, or you can say the major source of receipt for Government of India is, so you will say that, sir, it is not capital receipt, it is revenue receipt. So this is what you have to remember. Clear? Now coming to next thing. Now if you see in revenue, there is tax revenue and non-tax revenue. Clear? Tax revenue and non-tax revenue. See, make one thing clear, that this is tax revenue. Sorry, this is not total tax. So make it clear. So my mistake. Okay. So this is 23 lakh crore is tax revenue. Okay. 23 lakh crore is tax revenue. So it means rest of the amount is coming from non-tax revenue and capital receipt. And in capital receipt, non-debt capital receipt. Because we know that borrowing that we have to take is 17.8 lakh crores. So this is the borrowing that we have to take. Now whatever is left, that is coming from non-tax revenue, recovery of loan and disinvestment. Now we'll see the number for that also. But before that, we will see that under direct tax, which tax is more, corporate tax or income tax. So if you see, corporate tax is around, you can say, 9,22,000, whereas income tax is around 9 lakh. Okay, is around 9 lakh crores. So ultimately, if question comes, corporate tax is more or income tax is more, so your answer will be corporate tax is more. Okay, as per these estimate. Okay, as per these estimate. Clear? So this is what you have to remember. Even if you see the last year also, okay, the last year also we have more corporate tax as compared to income tax. You can see the numbers. So even in 21-22 we have more corporate tax as income tax. Clear? So this is what you have to remember. Okay, this is what you have to remember. Clear? Now when we talk about GST, so GST collection is 9,56,000 crores. So if question comes, indirect tax is more or direct tax, so you will say indirect tax. Okay, so you will say indirect tax. So you have to remember these things, that such type of questions can come in the form of statement, that under direct tax collection, corporate tax is more than income tax. So such questions you will find in your state PCS also. Okay, not only in UPSC but in state PCS. So you must know this thing. Clear? Number 2. So here you can say in India direct tax is more, collection more is than indirect. So please reverse this statement. But in terms of, so I am just correcting it. Direct tax collection is more than indirect tax collection, because direct tax collection is more than indirect. So please correct it. Okay, direct tax collection is more than indirect, because direct tax include IT, income tax plus corporate tax. So no doubt they will be more than indirect, because if you see, direct tax collection is around, income tax is around 9 lakh crores and it is around 9,20,000 crores. Okay, and this is around 9,56,000 crores. So when you sum total it, direct tax will be more. But third statement, if question comes in that way, that out of GST, income tax and corporate tax, which is more? So you have to arrange this thing in either ascending or descending order. So you have to tell that GST is more than corporate tax and this is more than income tax. Okay, so my mistake, so please remember these things. So ultimately the question can come in these way. Okay, this way. So you have to remember. Clear? So here you can say that my non-tax revenue collection is around 3 lakh crore. Okay, my non-tax revenue is around 3 lakh crore. Clear? So if you see, 23 lakh crore is your tax revenue. 3 lakh crore is this. 3 lakh crore is your non-tax revenue. So this is what you have to remember. 3 lakh crore is your non-tax revenue. Okay. Now under that, if you see, we have further bifurcation. So like from interest received, so government is receiving around 24,000 crore interest. Okay. Dividends and profit around 91,000. Clear? External grants around 2,100 crores. Okay. And other non-tax revenue or receipts of union, that is around 1,81,000. Okay. Plus you can say receipts of UT, that is again 2,300. So here comparison can be asked with respect to whatever interest received or interest paid. So interest paid is around 10 lakh crores, that is in the range of 10 to 11 lakh. But what we are receiving, that is 24. Okay. 24,000 crore, or you can say 24,820. So near to 25,000 crore. Number again I'll tell you, although I'll told you in last video also, no need to remember the numbers. Okay, but you have some idea, because question can come in the form of comparison. Okay, so as I told you, clear? So this is what you have to remember. Now, when you talk about receipts, so as I already told you that borrowing that government is going to take is 17.8 lakh crores. Okay, so it has been written there. So this is, you can say, debt creating capital receipt. But if I talk about non-debt receipts, that is 85,000. That is 84,000. So that is 84,000 crores. So out of that, you will see that recovery is 23,000. Recovery is 23,000, and other receipts are, that is disinvestment is 61,000. So here if you see that non-debt creating capital receipt is how much? 84,000 crore. Now if question comes, or if question is like this, in India, non-debt creating capital receipt is more than non-tax revenue receipt. So you will say no. Why? Because non-debt capital creating receipts are 84,000 crores, whereas non-tax revenue receipts are 3 lakh crores. So this number is more than this. So even you can say that this is more than, clear? This is more than, clear? So this is what is, you can say, question comes in this way, clear? Now if you see, now the UPSC used to ask a question on trends also. You can see that what is the growth rate trend, what is fiscal deficit trend. Okay, so they can ask you this also. So if you see that yellow portion is direct tax, and this is, you can say, green is indirect. So if you see the range of direct tax from the last 2013 till this budget estimate, so it is in the range of 5.6 to 6%. So it is fluctuating in this range. Okay. Similarly, if you see the indirect, so it is in the range of 4.4 to 5.1. Okay. So you have to remember. So if suppose the question comes like that, it has increasing steadily. No, bhai, it is not increasing. It is in one range. It is in one range. So you can see with this graph also. So it is almost, you can say, constant, more or less same. Okay. From 2013 to 14. Although our total tax collection is, that is tax to GDP ratio or percentage is 11.1%. So even if you see that, that is 10, 11, 10, 11. So on in 2019-20 it is 9.8. Okay. So this is what you have to remember. This is what you have to remember. Clear? Clear? So you can see here also that 21-22, that is COVID time period. Okay, COVID time period, 11.4% of GDP. Now can anyone tell me why? Why so? 11.4% of GDP. Okay, so you have to tell me in comment section. Okay. Now similarly, if you see non-debt capital receipt, non-tax revenue or net center tax, so here you will see that numbers. So this is in terms of numbers, lakhs and crores. So in 2013-14, so your net center tax is around 8.2 lakh. But now we have come to 23 points. So you can say, if I see in terms of percentage, it is more or less same. But if I see in terms of numbers, in numbers, it has increased. Okay, in terms of numbers, it has increased. But when it comes to non-tax revenue is in some range. Non-tax revenue is in some range. Or non-debt capital receipts is also, you can see that it is in some range. Okay, but it is, one thing is sure, that our tax revenue has increased from 2013 to 23-24. I hope you are able to understand. So these are the questions which they used to ask in trend part. Clear? So if you need this PDF that is in front of you, okay, so you put in comment section, I'll provide you there itself. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this session. and you learned something that what nature of question used to come. So we'll meet soon. Jai Hind and have a nice day.